If you're here right now, it might be because life feels heavy. Maybe you feel misunderstood. Maybe you grew up in a place where your voice was ignored or dismissed. Maybe you learned to stay quiet because speaking never brought comfort, only conflict. Tonight, this story is for your heart, a gentle place to rest, a reminder that your feelings are real and your healing is possible. Take a slow breath. You don't need to be strong at this moment. Just listen. Lina grew up in a house full of noise. Not joyful noise. Not laughter or warmth. But a chaotic, exhausting type of noise. Arguments slamming through the walls. Tension filling the air like thick smoke. Voices raised out of frustration instead of love. Her parents argued about everything. Money, work, exhaustion, responsibilities, each other. Every day felt like walking barefoot across broken glass. Lina learned early to tiptoe around anger, to hide her feelings, to swallow her pain quietly and pretend it didn't exist. Because every time she tried to speak, someone told her she was overreacting. Too sensitive, too emotional, too much. So she learned to become quiet. Invisible. A ghost drifting through her own home. Outside, Lina was known for being kind, calm, and reliable. She was the friend who listened. The one who gave advice. The one who stayed up late comforting others, even when her own heart was cracked. People said she was strong, but the truth was simpler. Lina was tired. Tired of not being understood. Tired of pretending to be okay. Tired of carrying burdens she couldn't talk about. Her classmates talked about their families. The trips they took together. The dinners they shared. The affection they received so easily. Lina would smile and nod, but inside, she felt like she lived in a different universe. A universe where love was fragile. Where communication felt impossible. Where she had to grow up too fast. One afternoon after school, Lina sat alone near a small river. It was the one place where the world felt quiet enough for her thoughts. As she sat there, skipping stones across the water, she heard a soft voice behind her. "Those stones must be scared of you. You keep throwing them into the water." She turned and saw a boy her age, soft eyes, messy hair, gentle smile. His name was Taro. He sat down beside her without asking, as if he instinctively knew she needed company but not conversation. After a long silence, Lina said, "Sometimes I wish I could disappear." Taro didn't laugh or look confused. He simply nodded. "I know that feeling," he said. "But you don't have to disappear. Sometimes you just need someone to see you." Those words, someone to see her, they wrapped around her heart like a warm blanket. And for the first time in a long time, Lina felt visible. Over time, Lina and Taro spent more afternoons together by the river. They rarely talked about deep things at first. Instead, they talked about small joys, their favorite foods, dreams they kept secret, stories of childhood. But one day, Lina finally opened up. She told him about the chaos at home, the shouting, the criticism, the loneliness. She expected him to pull away, to change the subject, to minimize her feelings the way others always did. But Taro listened, truly listened. When she finished, he said softly, "You grew up surviving, not living. That's a heavy thing to carry." Lina felt tears sting her eyes. Not from sadness, but from relief. The relief of being understood without judgment. Taro added, "You deserved better. You still do." It was the first time anyone said that to her. One night, Lina returned home to the loudest argument yet. Her parents threw blame at each other like weapons. No one noticed her enter the house. No one noticed the tears on her face. No one noticed her at all. She ran to her room, closed the door quietly, and collapsed onto her bed. For the first time, she allowed herself to feel everything: the years of silence, the swallowed words, the ignored pain. She realized she had spent her whole life trying to fix a bridge that her parents kept breaking. And it wasn't her job. It had never been her job. The next day, Lina returned to the river. Taro was already there, skipping stones. She sat beside him and whispered, "I can't keep living like this." Taro looked at her gently. "You don't have to." "But I can't change my family," Lina said. "No," he replied. "But you can change the way you love yourself." Those words stayed in her heart. Over the next months, Lina began making small choices. Choices that may seem tiny, but changed her life. She allowed herself to cry without feeling weak. She wrote her feelings in a journal without shame. She took quiet walks alone. She stopped apologizing for things she didn't do. She forgave herself for not being able to fix her family. She chose peace whenever chaos tried to pull her in. Most importantly, she learned that healing is not disrespecting your family. Healing is respecting yourself. As the years passed, Lina grew stronger. Not louder, not tougher, but gentler with herself. Taro remained her closest friend, one of the first people to ever truly see her. One evening, as the sun set behind the river, Taro said, "You know, Lina, you built a new bridge. Not between you and your parents, but between you and yourself." She smiled softly, because he was right. She had learned to be her own safe place, to speak her truth, to acknowledge her pain, to comfort her own heart, to understand that love doesn't only come from blood. And the more she healed, the more she realized the person she needed most had always been herself. If you're listening to this story tonight, maybe you feel like Lina, unseen, unheard, overwhelmed, or misunderstood. Please remember, your feelings matter. Your voice matters. Your existence matters. You deserve peace. You deserve understanding. You deserve love that doesn't hurt. Family is not defined by shared DNA. Family is defined by kindness, connection, and compassion. And the most important relationship you will ever have is the relationship with your own heart. So tonight, let your heart rest. Let it heal. Let it breathe. You are not invisible. You are not alone. You are not too much. You are a whole world of softness and strength. And you deserve a life filled with warmth. Truly.